Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. I have with me today two dear friends who are members of the Coral Gables Women's Club, and we've got a big event coming up. We've got Irs Segul and co-sharing our big event with Kristina Jackson, Dr.
Hello.
Kristina Jackson. She's like, these are two pretty powerful business women, healthcare people, and we're so lucky to have you both in our club and be spearheading this event that is raising money for our children's dental clinic. But before we start talking about this wonderful event that's coming up, I want to thank our sponsors, South Florida PBS. Lots of stuff going on this month because it's Earth Month. April is. Did you guys know that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. They have a lot of great programming. Nature's Changing Planet, Florida Keys, Protecting Paradise, Saving the Florida Wildlife Corridor. A lot of great stuff. And Benjamin Franklin. Have you seen any of those?
No.
Amazing series they have on? And of course, they always have the Masterpiece series and whatever. They also have at allhealthtv.com where you can get free medical advice. Lots of great programming. Dr. Leah has a sex talk show. It's very interesting. I always like to bring that one up. Anyway, again, thanks South Florida PBS for letting us have this opportunity to share wonderful things that are happening in our community. Who do I start with? Volunteer. Okay, we'll start with Irs. Irs actually, Irs has been here before, so she's an old hat at this, and you've worn a hat. And the reason we're wearing the hats, tell us,
is because of the Mother's Day tea. So this year's theme is Breakfast at Tiffany's, in case you didn't already figure that out. So it's Breakfast at Tiffany's, and we are so excited. This is our third annual,
right?
And I've been leading the way for all three of them. And it's going to be even more exciting, bigger, and more exciting, more things to come with this tea. Last year, we capped it at 100 because, we were just coming off the pandemic. This year, we're maxing out at over 200, and we're already 75% of the way. So it's really exciting. We'll have a silent auction. We'll have a jazz band.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic.
So the idea is that if you want to treat somebody to a really special day, it's May 7th, which is the day before
Mother's Day.
1 to 4 p.m. Yes. And actually, if you want to show the picture of the clubhouse right now to let people know where we're going to have it, beautiful historic building, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And Kristina, you've only been a member for a couple of years, and she's already
the
like
Women's Club. Yes, I've only been a member for, I believe it's 3 years now. And last year was my first time really jumping in to assist at the Mother's Tea that was a bit smaller, but it was an amazing experience.
What a fun
day.
I
shared it with my daughter, and I felt so excited about my involvement that I wanted to help and co-chair with you this year.
And you did a great job at bringing volunteers from Coral Gables High School, right?
Yes.
So excellent job. You were president of the PTO there?
I was president of the PTSA last year, and I was able to bring 10 volunteers to come in and help, and they got dressed up, boys and girls, and it was really nice.
No, they were adorable. Yeah. So did you find the picture of the clubhouse? You did?
Perfect.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. We didn't see it. That's why I'm asking. Okay. And that's our historic building. Not exactly a clear picture, but
that's what we got.
What are you going to do? That's what we got from the internet. So, and we've got some great pictures of last year's
event,
and we're all in it. So you want to show some of those pictures? And by the way, tell us about the pricing.
Well, if you go to Eventbrite and you search Coral Gables Women's Club Mother's Day High Tea, you will see pricing for adults $85 and for those under 21 $55.
And it comes with food, with entertainment, with the auction,
and with tea,
unlimited bubbly with tea.
Yes.
Yeah, unlimited bubbly, and a Bacardi
sponsor. So Bacardi is our sponsor this
Mojito
year,
bar from
and we're really
Bacardi.
excited because they're making us not only mojitos, but they're
Oh, yeah?
also making us a coconut pineapple infusion
Oh, really?
and the prosecco. So we've got 3 things from Bacardi, and
that's
the tea. We'll
wonderful.
have a hot and a cold tea,
Oh, nice.
which is also the tea is
Sponsored.
sponsored by Admari Tea.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's going to be a good event. So there you go. There's Kristina. Is that your daughter with
That was
you?
with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
And last year we had a box lunch because we had COVID. We're
Mhm.
trying to be very, very careful. But this year
We'll have tiered trays on the table
Right.
with salty and sweet
and
and
like your typical high tea.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
And our theme is in Tiffany Bluescape. So it'll be lovely. The tables are being dressed with that Tiffany blue. And, it inspired us to make it a breakfast at Tiffany's event this year.
Right. Yeah. But and I like the idea of the themed costuming too.
Yeah.
And of course, not everybody has to wear it, but if you do,
It's highly
we're
encouraged.
have a nice backdrop where you can take great pictures, right?
Yes.
And this is a great thing to take an aunt to your mother, your niece, I've got both my daughters coming. I'm very excited about that. And maybe my granddaughter if she can get off work.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Yes,
Yes.
and young kids too. We've got
Yeah.
a few tweens that are coming.
But we've
with
had
their moms.
multi-generational
Absolutely.
groups coming.
Absolutely.
So that's great. So, but the reason we do all this is because we have
A free dental clinic for children that started in 1939. And since then, we've helped service over 40,000 kids and provided services well worth over $5.5 million. So 82 years of giving back to our community.
Well, I know before COVID, we were averaging about 225,000 of free services every year, and about 500 patients a year. But now COVID dropped,
Mhm.
but now things are going up again.
Yes.
And of course, the need is greater than ever as people are dealing with inflation and everything else, and dental care seems to be put on the back burner. You know.
Absolutely.
Well, you're
and
somebody
also-
in the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
Tell us
Well,
about it.
I'm not a dentist.
I
but,
know you're
I
not,
was
but-
really inspired
Pharmacist.
to be involved with the organization because, free dental care is important. It impacts other areas of healthcare, not just your teeth, but
Exactly.
but your whole being. And what I thought was amazing whenever I started to volunteer with you is I learned that it's not just pediatric dental care, but also there's a subspecialty of working with autistic children.
Right.
And our doctor, on-site doctor Irs, is now making a name in that area. So
Right.
I think that it's great because they do have
Well,
difficulty in
it's-
being served.
Yeah, well, it's so nice that across the street is the school
Mhm.
that for autism, and they started bringing their kids over just
Mhm.
to get them acclimated to sitting in a dental chair, and it wasn't even treating them at first.
Right.
It was just getting them used to it
At first, it was getting them in the door.
in the door.
Then they would sit in the waiting room. Before COVID, it was playing with a toy or reading a book. Then it was getting them into the chair. And now Dr. Irs has been able to do a cleaning on a few of the kids, which is huge.
It is.
That's really huge,
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
It is. And
So-
she's amazing. I mean, she's my personal doctor, and the reason why I came into the club some
Right.
eons ago.
I know we got a lot of people that way.
Yeah.
So I think she's my daughter's and my granddaughter's doctor as well, and she's been mine off and on.
She's wonderful.
Yeah. So, and aside from, the club, as you know, we have really 3 businesses that we run, all done by volunteers, mind you. And so we own and operate a dental clinic, own and operate the historic building, which
Which has 2
tell
ballrooms.
me, yes, 2 ballrooms that are beautiful. And we had some pictures of the ballrooms, didn't we? I'm talking to my producer over there. Yeah. There.
Some of the pictures
Yeah,
of
we
last
had-
year's tea is in our
Oh,
coral
yeah,
room.
right.
So you
You
could
can-
pull up some of the pictures of last year's tea.
Yeah, just pick up some of those pictures whenever you get a chance. We keep talking. But we rent out the ballroom. And just recently, young patronesses of the opera had a preview of Rigoletto
Yes, lovely.
that the Florida Grand Opera did
Mhm.
in our clubhouse. So that was kind of fun.
And in addition to all of that, we're always helping other parts of the community, right? We support the Alzheimer's Association, the
Right.
Arthritis Association. We do all these walks,
Sex
just-
trafficking.
sex trafficking.
That's huge.
We just
Yeah.
recently spoke at one of our last meetings about helping a Afghan family.
A
Well,
refugee assistance.
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad you brought
program.
that up because, our next Gringo Bingo, the Coral Gables Women's Club does a Gringo Bingo, as most people know that know me.
Yes.
We have the first Tuesday of every month at Clutchburger, bless his heart. Stephen Bradley
He's wonderful.
host it, and DJ Germain comes and provides our music. And this next one, we're going to share the proceeds with that project that Enrica Manis brought to us. We want to adopt an Afghan family.
Yeah.
And these are people that were translators that helped our government that had to flee.
Mhm.
And now that they're here, for the first 90 days, our government takes care of them. And then after that, there's it's called RAA, Refugees Assistance Alliance or something. I can't recall exactly the name. It's RAA, and they take over. And so they help us identify a family, and we take on, depending on the size of the family, you get volunteers to help check kids into schools, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but funny enough that you bring that up because we decided that would be our next one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. And
So-
we have a history of doing that all the time. We adopt families. Through the Christmas break, we adopted a family that had lost their home to a fire.
Oh,
Remember?
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Marty's
mother with-
project.
Yeah.
We adopted them. We fully furnished an apartment, provided Christmas gifts for the kids. When this was probably summer of last year, there was someone who had been trafficked in Coral Gables.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
right. I
through
remember that.
Crime Watch, we adopted her and provided everything that she needed. She had a newborn. We provided clothing, a playpen. I mean, you name it, we provided for that family.
And this is what's so dynamic about the Coral Gables Women's Club because primarily it's our dental clinic, but then through our membership and through our efforts in finding out about other opportunities, we jump in and try to support, and it's been amazing. So
Yeah.
anyone who's interested, consider joining the Women's Club.
Yeah, right. And well, actually, during COVID, you would think that we would be staying home doing nothing, but just the opposite happened. I think we're
really
out there
active.
feeding the poor.
Yes.
We were loading trucks in the back of cars, and I was never so busy.
We were super busy during
Yeah.
COVID. We had at least 4 or 5 different meals prepared at our clubhouse because we have full kitchens for our venues. We prepared meals. We loaded them in the back of trucks. A lot of us delivered meals from
Right.
Homestead all the way to Brickell area,
Yes.
and actually 2 in Broward. Right?
Right.
2 families that used to be our dental clinic families that moved up to Broward, and we're once they're our families, we keep them.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So
For sure.
I think it was Ruth who made the drive up to Broward to deliver food for those 2 families.
Ruth, our
Yeah.
president.
Ruth, our
Ruth
president,
Martinez. Yeah. Actually, it's so funny because last week I had Chef Chris here, and we were
yes.
talking about, because he used our clubhouse to prepare meals and then like feeding. What? No, it was Flippany. Flippany came in, and different people came in, and they picked up. They didn't come in. We prepared them, and then they were delivered outside our clubhouse.
And I just remembered feeding South Florida. So
Yeah.
I remember working with you those really hot was
Yeah.
it Friday mornings?
Yeah.
We were out there at 7:00 in the morning at Tamiami Park, just loading everybody's trunks.
For like 4 hours in
Yes.
the heat.
And that was every Friday.
Every
I think
Friday.
it was it twice a week?
It was every Friday,
Yes,
and then every
Friday.
once in a while it would be at a different place. So yeah,
So I remember I even
until
took
I broke my hip, I was doing it, and then
yes, I took my office team to go
Oh,
there
did you?
too. Yeah, my kids did it.
Oh,
I
your
mean,
kids did it.
you
I
name
know.
it, we were out
Yeah,
there.
we get a lot of stuff we do becomes a family affair.
It really
It does.
does. It
Yeah,
really
your
does.
kids are always there.
Yes.
My kids are always there.
Yeah,
They've
right.
grown up being around the women's club.
Yeah, mine too.
My kids
And
had,
they're males. They're
and
males.
they're males. And they're
yes.
males. Yeah.
Yeah,
My kids had a ton of community service hours when they graduated high school. And it was like, and they were all women's club. Like every once in a while they do something else, but for the most part, they had hundreds of hours and they were all women's club.
I knew
That's great.
I remember my granddaughter when she was like 4 or 5 years old. I don't know if I was the women's club or the Junior Orange Bowl. It was one of my nonprofits, and but she would tag along with me everywhere. So she was like the first kid that was in kindergarten that got a presidential award for 100 volunteer hours. But she would like, go take this here, go take this. 5-year-old, she'll do anything. Yeah, so it was fun. So we have coming up. Oh, let's talk about membership.
Yes.
Our members can come from. People think Coral Gables Women's Club.
Right.
You have to live in where do you live?
I live in Westchester.
Where do you live?
I live in Coral Gables.
I live in Doral.
Yeah. And we
our
have
past
members from
presidents-
Hollywood.
Live in Miramar. They live in Davie,
Yes.
Miami Beach, Brickell. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you live. If you really want to get involved in a very dynamic club, there's something for everyone.
There sure is.
So, and coming up, and we're actually, let's talk about the GFWC. We're part of a District 11,
Mhm.
and we have 11 clubs in that district. And are you involved in doing anything for our convention?
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
We have a convention coming up in Orlando in May, and Coco Plum, the Miami Women's Club, Coconut Grove Women's Club,
Miami,
Miami
El
Shore-
Portal.
El Portal, all Homestead. Everybody is getting together for our district to have an entry in a trashing show.
Oh,
So
explain.
this is you make outfits out of recycled material.
I
Oh,
love it.
fabulous.
So we've been having a really good time doing that. So Linda Hartwell, whom many people know,
Yes.
who again, a Broward resident, she's helping me make shoes. We're making sandals, and Aurelie, our past president, is making a purse, and we're doing this with Wine Quirks. Now that doesn't say a lot about me, but for years I've been collecting wine quirks.
Oh, nice.
So
Oh,
it
we
should
love our
look
wine.
so bad. Yeah, but we do.
We
love
do
it.
love our wine.
So
It's
yeah,
almost like a requirement to join the women's club.
yeah, no,
Although
yeah,
some people
yeah.
don't drink.
We
but
got
for
we
the
got
most
we got a
part,
lot of
we
non-drinkers.
really like our
yeah,
wine.
yeah. We're not heavy drinkers. We
No.
but we do appreciate a good glass of wine. So we're doing this fashion show, and Anita Jenkins from the Coca Plum Women's Club has taken those trash bags.
Mhm.
She's knitted the most beautiful dress that one of the women from the Miami Women's Club is going to be wearing. And so my kids said, you cannot be a model. And I go, well, I hadn't thought about it. But they said, we don't want you wearing those shoes. Everybody's worried about these shoes. But
We're worried about your hip.
oh my God, no, I'm pretty much better.
Yeah.
Thank God for Coral Gables Physical Therapy, who's been taking care of me a lot. Been going there a lot. Yeah. So what else? So we have a lot of other stuff coming up. So members can come from all over.
Yes.
Yes.
And tell us about the departments. You know about departments, right?
I'm
Okay.
relatively new. Like
Okay.
departments.
Okay.
So we have
Volunteer for different things when you're a
yes.
member.
Yes, you could be in charge of fundraising.
Oh.
You could be in charge of healthcare, or different
Or
avenues.
just be on a committee.
Be on a committee.
Ah,
Yes,
committee.
there's health. I know that there's an arts program where we compete within our district and then within the state with the General Federation of Women's Clubs.
Environmental.
Environmental. Yes, we have a beach cleanup coming up. I think it's this weekend.
I think it is too.
At Bill Baggs.
Yeah.
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 I think it's this weekend.
That's a huge one.
Francis Cabrera is our new environment chair.
Right.
And I'm sure we have
And then
more, but they're not.
And our
coming to
arts
mind right
department
now.
has been super, super busy.
Mm.
We did ceramics. If we learned how to use a wheel to
Yeah.
make pots.
Nice. I missed that one.
Pottery.
Oh,
We have
that
so
was-
many things going on that
And we
it's really
painted-
hard to make it to
It's
everything.
true. It's
Yeah,
true.
it really is.
But
But-
the beauty of that is that you don't have to make it to everything, right? You make it
No.
to the things that are of interest to you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. And the great thing about having a larger club, because we've really grown our membership.
Yeah.
In
We're
the
almost
last-
at 75 members.
Is that right?
Roughly, yeah.
But when you have that many members, you've got a lot of people with a lot of different skills they bring to the plate. Like Teresa Gilmore is an acupuncturist.
Yes.
And when we do the mammogram screenings and that kind of stuff, she also does the acupuncture in the ear,
Yes.
and charges a little bit of money, but all the money goes to the dental clinic.
It does.
Yes.
Uh,
Tremendous.
So,
She's been wonderful as
She has.
healthcare chair.
oh yeah,
Or health chair.
yeah.
I know
she's-
it has a name.
It's a healthcare committee.
Okay.
I think.
I think
And then we have
they
the-
changed the name recently.
Yeah, I know. You're probably right. It doesn't
She's
matter.
doing a fabulous job.
Yeah,
we
she
really
is.
love Teresa.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, yeah. And then we have people that are involved in Crime Watch,
Yes.
uh,
Anna
really
Lamb.
big.
Mhm.
Yeah. But our clubhouse is a beautiful, beautiful building. You want to tell us about that?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure of the square footage, but each room holds 220 people. So it's a large space.
Right.
One of the rooms, the Flamingo room, actually has a separate little cutout area
Where you can have a
Um,
smaller event.
where you could have a smaller event. So perfect for a business lunch, for some type of a campaign. We've had all types of campaigns in our buildings. They are two separate buildings. They're connected by a breezeway. We've got the restrooms. We even have a handicapped restroom. And each of the halls or the ballrooms have full kitchens. So you can bring in your own chef, right? We don't limit the chef. that
Which
you
is
need
one
to-
of the pluses using our thing.
Yes.
We don't require that they use specific ones.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you can bring your own people in, and the facility is just beautiful. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
well
gorgeous.
maintained. We're just going through our 40-year inspection,
Yeah.
and we'll get some impact windows on the coral room side.
Yeah. Those are
So-
coming. Hopefully by the fall we'll have all of them done. Yeah.
It's been
So-
a little long, but we're
Yeah.
getting there.
Historic building.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
that's one of the things when you have such a beautiful clubhouse that when you're in an historic building, that maintaining it is a big deal.
Yes.
So we rent it out, and it supplements the dental clinic
Yes.
for the funds we don't raise, but also just to maintain it and preserve that beautiful building is quite an onus, something on our back. But thank gosh, we have such a beautiful rooms, and Barbara Lapsley has done a great
Kudos
job
to her as
of,
building manager. She's on top of every single detail.
she's a past president of the club, so she's invested and loves that building like it's her own house.
Oh yeah,
So,
clearly. And
yeah.
I think she's one of the longest standing members. I know that you
Oh.
are also.
I'm longer than her.
You're okay.
Yeah, she's a newbie.
How long have you been a member of the
Since-
women's club?
1979. Wow. And I transferred from St. Pete.
right.
My first year in the club, they had me as fundraising chair. So you think you're new?
Yeah.
I was doing this my first year in the club.
And they just handed it to you because I've heard this story.
Yeah, right.
before.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just
right.
said, Gloria, this is what you
You
have
can
to
do
do.
this.
You're good at
And
this.
she was like,
And they
"Okay."
told me how much money I had to raise. And then we just kept doing things until we raised some money.
And you're amazing because
Oh,
even
thanks.
this
You're-
Gringo
you're
Bingo
sweet.
that you just came up with out of thin air
Well,
has
It's so
done
much
Stephen
fun.
and I, oh my
Fabulous.
gosh, we have so much fun. But it was so funny. It wasn't intended to be a monthly thing, but it was like when we made so much money the first time, Stephen said, well, Gloria, we're doing this every month. You're in charge.
And Stephen has been such a great supporter of the club and
Yeah.
everything that we've done.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
I
big
remember
time.
him during COVID, right, when restaurants were shut
This
down.
is for those of you that don't know it. Clutchberger, one of the restaurant dudes, he has a
Yes.
show here. It's called The Restaurant Dudes.
Oh, I'm
Hilarious.
pretty sure I've seen it.
Yeah, right. It's
He
very
is.
funny.
He's
Yeah,
a
I'll-
funny guy.
He's a funny guy.
He's a
Yeah.
funny guy. During COVID, he would prepare meals and send them over to first responders, right?
Yes.
He's
Well,
an
he
amazing
has
guy.
a lot of friends in the Chicago area and whatever, all over, and they would send him money, and they go, here's $500, go feed some first responders, or go feed some nurses and ER people and whatever,
Oh,
and so they would send him money, and he would prepare meals and send them over.
that's
So
nice.
so paying it forward. So yeah, but it was fun. But and he continues to just support everything we do. You're right. Yeah.
And DJ Germain too.
And DJ Germain, who if you ever need an
fun.
amazing DJ,
Yeah.
He's
And-
going to DJ our president's reception.
yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Nice.
when's the president's reception? Tell us.
It's
about that.
June 25th.
Yes.
We're still working out the details. I mean, I have to finish planning the Mother's Day tea before I can
Yes.
start with the other.
Yeah, one thing at a time, right?
Yeah, one
I
thing
know.
at a time. And actually, we have we have the installation of new members next week or the week after?
The week after next.
The week
yeah.
after next.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So
we've
if
got a lot of
anybody is
things on.
interested in finding out about the club and in joining, they just need to go attend Gringo Bingo the first Tuesday, and a lot of us usually we get about 25 people from the club that come. So it's a
Mhm.
great opportunity to find out, to meet some people from the club, and and if you're interested, join us.
Yes.
And it's a lot of fun.
It
It's
is
a lot
yeah.
of fun.
Meet.
Well, the Mother's Day tea is going to be just as much fun. And we've got a silent auction.
Oh yes.
We
Yes.
do.
Yes.
We've
Oh,
been
tell us
busy.
about some of the things you've already got.
So we've got, I said
Yeah.
I, but no,
Well,
it wasn't me. We've
that you
got
have on your list.
that I have on my list. So the big ticket items is we've got a hotel stay at Thesis Hotel in Coral Gables.
Oh, that's such a beautiful.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It is such a beautiful property, and they reposted our post this weekend. So
That's
I'm
nice.
excited about that. We've also got a hotel stay from the Intercontinental Miami downtown. We've got I know that you're working on a couple of other hotel stays.
Yeah. Another Intercontinental Doral. I'm crossing my fingers. I think Randall Pursuit's going to come through for me.
They've always been such great
yeah,
donors.
they have.
We also have a brunch for 4 at the Biltmore,
At the Biltmore.
which who doesn't love brunch at the Biltmore?
right.
And they're other great sponsors
Yeah.
that have always supported us. Other than that, we've got a surprise
kind of wine
coming from
basket I was telling you about.
Yes, we've
Yeah.
got a wine basket. I believe we might have something donated from Breakfast at Tiffany's. We're still working on that
Well,
Since that's
I'm
our
working on some
theme.
hotels. My buddy in DC is
Okay.
yeah. He'll
We-
be watching this.
you-
Doug, don't forget.
Doug, please.
I need some hotel packages.
The University of Miami is
Yeah.
also donating a basket, which is going to have a full-sized luggage in it. So
Oh,
just
really?
that is out of this world. And we have a Boucher's
Yes.
gift
Oh,
card from
Bashur?
Coral Gables.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I love that place.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they're just down the street from us.
Yeah.
We,
I know.
we go there often.
We do.
We do.
You do.
We have planning meetings there.
Yes. It's the perfect place to have a planning
Yes, it
meeting.
is.
Oh yeah.
Great coffee, great desserts. And
Yeah,
I
we
mean, the food
run
is
in-
good too. but
And we run into other members there
We
while
have.
we're doing our meetings.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, actually, I went there with Yvonne,
Oh.
one of our members, the first time I discovered it. I didn't even know it was there.
Such
So,
a great place.
yeah,
Such
yeah.
a great place. I
So-
think I mentioned the largest
How
ones.
about
Let's
Seasons?
see. Seasons? We don't have anything from
Oh,
Seasons.
okay.
So, there
Hernando,
you
if you're
go.
watching, we need some help.
We I did mention the stuff that the bigger ticket items. We also have some custom jewelry from one of our members.
A new member.
Oh,
a
nice.
new member.
Gorgeous.
Letitia Rees, I believe her name is.
Okay. And you want to tell us who some of our sponsors are?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Bacardi is one of our
Right.
sponsors this year, as well as Areli PR. She was our former president, and she's
Yeah.
an amazing PR specialist. J. Mercado and Associates.
That's you?
My company,
That's
yeah.
your company. Coldwell Bankers, Monica Oramis, who's a member.
Uramis. Yeah, right.
Who's a member.
Yeah.
We have a new member, Jacqueline D. Francisco, who's brought Toshiba, her company, to
Oh, nice.
sponsor us this year,
Okay.
as well as we have Touch of Class.
Mhm.
We have Admari Tea is providing the teas, hot and cold, for this year's event, as well community newspapers. Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you
No,
so
thank
much.
Michael and Grant. Thank you very much. They're so supportive of everything I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't say enough about this.
And we have
business.
we have support from our catering, who's going to be doing catering this year.
Which-
Rita Tennyson,
Yes.
who's award-winning
Burger.
burger at
From
the
the-
Food and Wine.
At the
Exactly. The
Yes.
South Beach Food and Wine. Yeah.
And
That's
and
it.
that's our sponsor list.
And then what was
currently.
Myra Dominguez?
she's contributing.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah. So lots of stuff, and there's still more to come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots more to
So
come.
this is the
And we still have tickets available.
Yeah,
yeah.
right now we have about 75 to 80 tickets available. And it's really kind of interesting. Again, any mothers, old and young, and don't be surprised if the young they're interested in attending. I have an 18-year-old very interested in attending because of the resurgence of shows like Bridgerton, where they brought high tea and that kind
Right,
of like
exactly.
fancy environment. She was super involved last year. She's back again this year to be involved.
And my daughter loved it.
They just
Yeah.
love it. They
Yeah.
love it. So
Yeah.
it's a really nice special thing to do the day before Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
And then it's not just about mothers, because not everybody is a mom.
That's what I
right?
said. You can
So
bring
that's
your
why
aunts.
this year it could be aunts, or it could be your special girlfriends.
Exactly.
And just do a high tea and celebrate you.
yeah.
And so that's where breakfast at Tiffany's, definitely the beauty, the glamour
Mhm.
is part of our theme this year.
So, are we running out of time?
We're at 32 minutes.
32. Okay. So
We're
yeah.
good.
So I was waiting for the 5. I didn't get the hand signals, but
Oh, yeah, which
um,
ones?
but I want to thank you both so much for coming, Iris and Kristina.
Thank you.
Delight to have you, and you look awesome.
Thank you.
um,
Thank you.
And I suspect I'll be seeing outfits very similar
Mhm.
on May the 7th. Please come to our Mother's Day tea, our pre-Mother's Day tea. And again, I want to thank our sponsors, South Florida PBS. If you're not a member, you need to be. They provide such great programs and resources in our community. And again, check out All Health TV. Lots of great information there, and it's all free. So until next time, have a great week and be safe.